Alright, now in this exercise we have to isolate the unknowns. So for that I'm gonna choose some exercises and you will have to solve the rest. Okay, and I'm going to start with exercise C, where we have 4p plus 2 equals 2p plus 4. Okay, what is the first thing we have to do? Okay, we must first leave the prenumerals on only one side of the equation. But for that, we must remember that every time we change a term from one side of the equation to another, we must change what it's doing there. For instance, we have the 4p, and on this side I'm going to leave all the prenumerals. That means the terms with the unknown. So for that I must send this p from this side to the other side. But here we can see it's positive, so it must go to the other side as negative, doing exactly the opposite. And with that I have leave all the prenumerals on only one side of the equation. But I must do the same with the independent terms, or the numbers without the unknown. I already have the 4 here, which doesn't have the unknown, so I'm gonna leave it here. But on the other side it was the 2. The 2 shouldn't be there because it doesn't have the unknown, so I will send it to the other side from positive to negative. And there I have 4 minus 2. Once I have all the prenumerals on one side and all the independent terms, aka numbers without the unknown, I must add or subtract. Here I must subtract 4p minus p is equal to 3p. And 4 minus 2, it's going to be 2. Now, let's be clear with this. We haven't isolated the unknown. Isolate the unknown, it means leave the letter or the unknown completely alone. But there is not alone. Here it has a 3, which is multiplying the p. So that 3 goes from this side to the other side. And since it's multiplying, it goes to the other side to divide. 2 divided by 3 in fraction way. You can do it in decimals, but remember that we're working with fractions. Okay? That's the end of that exercise. If you want, you can put it in decimals. That's okay, but I'll leave it like that with fractions. Let's continue with another exercise, shall we? In this case, I'm going to solve exercise L. In L, we have 4k minus 2 equals to k minus 6. Once again, what do we have to do? Okay, sorry about that. 6 is a little bit awful, and we must first leave the prenumerals on only one side of the equation. Generally, people leave it on the left side of the equation, but you can do it on the right side. This time I will do it on the left side as usual, and I will write 4k, which was already there. Doesn't have to change its sign because it's not changing from side. But this k, it's on the other side and must go to the other side. And since it's positive, it goes to the other side as negative. Now, what is going to happen with this minus 6? Okay, since it's here and it doesn't have to move, it won't change its sign. And the minus 2 shouldn't be there, so it must go to the other side from negative to positive. Now that we have all the letters or unknowns or prenumerals on one side and numbers on the other, we must add or subtract. Here we have 4k minus k is equal to 3k. On the other side we have minus 6 plus 2. Two numbers with different signs, so we must subtract. 6 subtracted from 2, it's 4, and it remains the sign of the biggest number. So the answer is -4. Once again, we have a 3 which is multiplying, so it goes to the other side to divide. So we will have -4 divided by 3. And that's it. That's the end of that exercise. We can leave it like that. It would be okay. Right? It's not necessary to put it on decimals. With a fraction, it's okay. There. Now, I'm gonna solve one last one. And this time I'm going to solve exercise O. And here I'm gonna do it in a different way. I have here 2q plus 7 equals to 6q minus 2. Alright, this time I'm gonna leave all the prenumerals on the right side. That's completely possible. There is nothing wrong about that. But if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to send all the prenumerals on the right side, I must leave all the numbers or independent terms on the left side. So let's take a look at that. Here I'm going to leave the 6q because I'm going to leave all the prenumerals on the right side. For that, I must send this 2q, which is positive, to the other side as negative. 6q minus 2q. And on the left side, I'm going to leave all the independent terms or numbers without the unknown. I already have the 7 here, but the 2 must change from side. So it goes from this side to the other side, changing the sign from negative to positive. 2 plus 7. Okay, now 2 plus 7 is going to be 9, and 6q minus 2q is equal to 4q. Now let's remember that this 4 is multiplying a q, so in order to isolate the q, we must send that 4 from multiplying to divide. 9/4 is equal to q. It is completely possible to solve an equation in this way. Just send all the unknowns or prenumerals to one side and all the independent terms or numbers without the unknown to the other. That's the key of this. Always send like terms to one side and the other terms to the other side. Okay? Well, that will be all for this video. You try to do the others. They're very easy. I know you will do them just fine. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and goodbye.